Guys, this is Hillary. She is a senior in, what's your actual?
Elementary education.
Elementary education from Pitt State. And I'll just let her talk, but yeah, go ahead.
Is it good? Are we good over here?
Your face isn't showing.
Oh, okay.
I'll move around
No,
a
you're,
little bit,
yeah,
so
we'll do that.
I'll
Okay.
try and stay where you
Nah, you're good, you're good. Move around wherever you want.
Okay, so as Mrs. Turpin said, my name is Hillary. I am a Pitt State student right now. I actually graduated from this high school in 2014, so a little while ago. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the education department, the teaching and leadership department, and all the majors and minors that we have within our department. So how many of you guys are wanting to go into education? Raise your hand.
Including early childhood education.
Including early childhood, yes. So I am actually elementary education, but we do have what is called an early childhood unified. And your early childhood unified, for those of you who have the packets, it is this yellow sheet right here. So if you guys will just kind of look around with everybody, I don't have a whole lot of these packets with me, but this kind of gives you a layout. So the way that Pitt State Education Department is set up, you will have one of these sheets, and this will tell you each of the classes each semester that you'll take from your freshman year all the way through your professional semester. And so with the early childhood, it's a little bit different than your elementary as far as how your internship and student teaching semesters line up. If you're in early childhood, I don't think that you have I don't think you have a internship per se. You just have your straight student teaching. Although I have taken a couple of the early childhood classes that you'll take there. One of the first ones you'll take is interacting with children, and you'll just kind of learn how younger children interact within each other, and as well as how you will then interact with them, where they're at developmentally, and just at that level. So like I said, this will kind of break it down for you each semester, what you'll take, and that'll go into what your school years will look like at Pitt State. So for those of you who aren't early childhood but want to go into elementary, so kindergarten through 6th grade, the green sheet here will kind of tell you what classes you're going to take. So I am elementary education with an inclusive education minor. So for me, I am taking all of the education courses on this sheet, as well as a couple additional courses for special education. So are there any of you guys who want to teach kindergarten through 6th grade or one of those grade levels? Want to teach a couple of you guys? Okay, so yeah, this green sheet will be the one that you'll look at. The thing that's different, like I said, for your internship and student teaching semester, you will actually be placed in a school district for the entire school year. Most universities in the state of Kansas will only put you into school your student teaching semester. That'll be the only time you'll get experience working with kids. Pitt State's a little bit different. We like to put you in the classroom every single semester you're in our program. So I have been in a 4th, 5th, 2nd, and preschool classroom setting. So I've kind of gotten a little bit of exposure for that. And there's a lot of little towns around Pittsburgh, so I've actually been in different school districts for every single one of those. So that was kind of interesting because I got to see what a different school district, how they run their classrooms, as well as different grade levels. So if you're not really sure, I went into it not really knowing what grade I wanted to teach, but I've actually gotten a better idea of kind of what age range I'd like to be in. So do you guys know what grade level you're wanting to be in?
Sort of.
Sort of? What grade are you thinking?
Probably like kindergarten first.
Kindergarten first?
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to keep in that lower grade range, I would say your elementary or your early childhood unified is probably more where you guys are going to want to be. This is your early childhood foundations, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's kind of more where you guys are at. Is there any of you guys who want to be in like that 3rd, 4th, 5th grade range? You want to be in the older kids? Okay. So the great thing about that, like I said, you're going to be placed in different grade levels. The way that they set it up for you, to even get into the program, you will take a Explorations for Education course. This course is set up to where you will say, hey, I want to be with these grade range of kids. I don't really care where I go, or I want to be at this specific school. It'll be within that region. And they'll actually place you in that. You'll be in there for a total of 30 or 33 hours. Sounds like a lot. It's over the semester, so it's like once or twice a week. It's really not that bad. But you'll get experience in that, and then from there you can say, yes, this is what I want to go into. Or you can say, you know what, maybe I don't want to go into teaching. Maybe this isn't quite the field for me. I like kids, but maybe this isn't where I'm wanting to do. So the next one that we have is our Elementary Education Unified, and that is this pinkish colored one. So if you guys have it, the folder, you'll have this one in there. This is for your general education certification as well as special education for kindergarten through 6th grade. So how many of you want to teach special education? Is there any of you in here?
Might be interested.
You might be interested. Okay, so with our Early Childhood Unified, I believe you actually get certified in special education for birth through 3rd. So that is one thing to consider if you want to go into early childhood. With Pitt State, you will be certified with special education. That is just a given. With elementary, you'd have to have this Elementary Education Unified major. And this is actually a new major that will be open to students starting in the fall of 2018. So by the time that you guys are in college, should you choose to go to Pitt State, this will be available to you. This is actually the major that I am changing mine to. Currently I'm elementary ed with inclusive ed as a minor. This will be the one that I will take, so I will be certified to teach not only general education, but also special education. So the next one I have, how many of you guys speak more than one language? Raise your hand. Okay, there's quite a few of you guys who speak another language. So we have a English as a second language minor. So what this one is you will learn how to work with students who are coming into your classroom and they speak a different language other than English. This is a really beneficial one for those of you who want to come back here and teach, or just anywhere. There's going to be students in your classrooms that don't speak English, and this is really beneficial because you'll learn how to teach them, but also you'll learn how to work with them and help them to grow and help them to adapt to your classroom. So that's really beneficial for those of you who want to do that. It's this purple sheet here. If you want to take a look at those, it'll kind of tell you what all your classes are. And these are really cool because they actually tell you how many credit hours you'll be taking each semester as well. I have a few friends who are in this one. They said they really enjoy it, and for them, English was a second language, and they said it was really beneficial for them to get that perspective of it from the teaching education side. So the next one I'm going to talk to you guys about is the inclusive education minor, which is what I am currently. So the inclusive education minor gives you the special education background knowledge. It does not certify you to teach special education, however. It is still really good knowledge to have. I went into this before they had the new major that they're going to add. I did not know quite what I was going to do with education. I just knew I wanted to be a prepared teacher, and I wanted to be able to work with every student of all diverse backgrounds and cultures, and this one is something that I felt was important to have an inclusive classroom. And then how many of you guys like technology? You guys all have iPads. Do you guys like using them? Some of you know. That's okay. That's okay. They introduced the iPads my junior year whenever I came here. So I definitely know getting used to working with them is a little bit different. We have a technology literacy minor, which is basically STEM, your science, technology, engineering, math. For those of you who like math or engineering type things, this is a really good minor to look into. Everyone will take a technology in the classroom course. This course will actually give you the tools that you can use within your classroom related to technology that are free, one, and that you can use without copyright. Because I know you guys probably search things, and for your presentations, just, oh, this is a good picture, let's put it up here. They'll teach you how to do that, but without using copyright and getting in trouble with that type of stuff, so that's kind of nice. But they give you a lot of background knowledge, so do you guys like math or science? Anybody? several courses in the Kansas Technology Center, which is our KTC for short. It has all the engineering, it has all of the science stuff within that, and it's really cool. I've met quite a few people who have been with this degree and minor, and they seem to enjoy it pretty well. How many of you guys like math? Just raise your hand. Okay, there's a few of you. So we actually have a elementary education with middle level math education as a minor. This will give you the foundation of education as your major, as well as give you some background knowledge for your math, so that way you'll be able to teach students and have that emphasis on there. For those of you who want to go into secondary education, I don't know how many of you guys will be in here, but the way that secondary education works is you will actually major in that specific subject that you want to teach, and then you'll minor in education. So this one's just a little bit different, whereas you major in education and minor in that subject.
Which I'll point out, just currently the way that the licensing system works in Kansas, if you get elementary or early unified licensing first, and then you decide you want to teach secondary, it's very easy to get your secondary endorsements. But if you teach secondary first, it's more difficult and you have to take additional coursework to go backwards and teach elementary. So if you're not sure and you're kind of like, yeah, maybe 4th graders, maybe 8th graders, maybe high school, whatever, it's easier to go through this first because you're majoring in education, and then you can specialize in the content area later if you choose to.
So, and I've talked to a lot of secondary education for that. They said that for them, they would actually have preferred to do education and then their subject area as their minor rather than the other way around, just because they still need that foundation of teaching. So how many of you guys want to teach overseas or just want to go overseas? Anybody? No, let's stay in the country. Okay. Even if you have the slightest interest in it, I would recommend checking out our education with international teaching as a minor. I have a friend who's actually going for this, and she has talked to me a little bit about it. She'd like to go overseas and teach English and teach math and different subjects, and she seems to really enjoy it. I know at one point Pitt State was offering your student teaching semester in Australia. I'm not sure if they're still doing that. However, that is something to consider if you are wanting to go and teach overseas. And you guys, when you go talk to your advisors, whenever you enroll at a university, ask them questions about different stuff like this. Especially if you're going into education, they probably have a lot of information that could be beneficial for you. So just keep that in mind. So one of the last minors that we have is a leadership studies. So our department is actually called Teacher and Leadership. We're the Teacher and Leadership Department at Pitt State in their teaching department. And so the leadership, if you guys are involved in a lot of things and you like to be in leadership roles, this might be a really good fit for you. Just to check it out, like I said, talk to your advisors, talk to the people that are in the faculty and staff, and ask them for some more information about some of this stuff. And I actually have right here a list and pictures of all of the faculty and staff in the teaching department. So these will be your advisors, they will be your instructors. You will see these faces again if you choose to go to Pitt State. They're all incredibly helpful, and they all take their time and make sure that they're helping you. They know what your goal is. You're trying to get through your college time and also still learn a lot about education and teaching and working with kids. And they are actually really great because they've all had experience working in the schools. So the way that their education department is set up at Pitt, the faculty and staff have taught for a number of years in the school districts, and then they come back and teach as faculty and advisors at Pitt State. So that's pretty interesting and kind of a unique way to go about it that Pitt State does. So is there any questions or concerns or anything about college in general that you guys have that you're curious about? I've been in college for a little while now, so I think I can answer some of your questions, or I will try to my best ability to answer those questions. Is there anything you guys want to know about Pitt State?
Do you guys know where Pitt State's at?
No. Okay, so Pittsburgh State University is in Pittsburgh, Kansas. It is in the southeast corner of the state. It's about 6 hours from here. So for those of you who say, hey, I kind of want to go away for college, but I still want to be close enough that I can come home, it is a little bit of a drive, I will tell you that, but you kind of want to venture out. Pittsburgh State's a really good school for that.
You said
They're
it's close to Joplin?
Yeah, we're about 40 minutes from Joplin, and a couple hours from Kansas City, and a couple hours from Wichita, so we're still within those bigger cities and bigger places. It's pretty nice over there. It's really, really beautiful. It's a lot of green, a lot of trees. It does rain a lot, so you're gonna have to get an umbrella if you choose to go there. But it's a really good school. The way that it was described to me before was it is a K-State college in a Garden City town. So if you like the size of Garden City, you think, hey, this is comfortable, I can do this, but I still want to go to a big university, Pittsburgh State's a really good choice for you. So, do you guys have any questions about college? Or I actually went to the community college before I transferred to Pitt State. So if you have questions about going to the community college, I could probably help you out and let you know about transferring, how that works.
How long were you at the community college?
So I went the full 2 years of community college. I got my associate's degree, and then I transferred over to Pitt State. So my one recommendation for you guys, if you do choose to go to a community college first, is have in mind the school that you want to transfer to. Let your advisors at that community college know, because typically they will have an agreement with that specific university or college that you're wanting to transfer to, and that way they can make sure you're taking the right courses that are going to transfer, and also that way you don't waste time. I mean, you want to make sure you're getting the best out of what you're spending, and that's probably the best way to go about that. How many of you are looking to go to a community college first? Okay, quite a few of you. All right, so for those of you who are wanting to go to a community college first, I will say, get involved. Get involved, talk to people, apply for scholarships. You guys, I am a student who is paying for her own college. I'm sure many of you might be in the same situation as me. There's plenty of money out there, and I don't know that people utilize it enough. Go talk to your financial aid department. Go ask them for help. That's what they're there for, you guys. They know students need financial assistance. That's why they have a financial aid department on most campuses. So go ask them for help. If you're going to the community college here, the way that their scholarship department works is you apply online. You can go through all of the scholarships that they have available, and you will type in 5 scholarships that you would like to apply for. You'll apply for those, and you'll receive notice if you've received the scholarship. I will tell you, I worked in the scholarship office. There's a lot of scholarships that don't get used because people don't apply for them. Go and talk to the financial aid. Say, I need scholarships, I need help. What can I do to get the scholarships that I need to do? What can I do to receive those scholarships? And don't be afraid to talk to people. There's so many people that are trying to help you guys. And I know college can seem a little bit scary. You know, there's a lot of talk about what you have to get on your ACT and what you have to do for your grades and all of that, but ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Everybody's there to help you guys. Everybody's really helpful and really kind and sweet, so just know that. Yes?
Does Pitt State have a social work department?
They do have a social work department. I actually have a good friend who is in the social work department right now. I do know that your last semester with social work, you will be working kind of in an internship field. I know that you have a lot of courses that you'll see both sides of it. It's a lot of ethics within social work. So just be very open with that. friend transferred as well. When she transferred, she said she saved a lot of money transferring, and she also said that she gained a lot of knowledge from going community college to a university, but she seems to enjoy the social work program, so she likes it. That's a little bit about what I know for social work, so like I said, I'm in the education department. The great thing about education, once you get into the program, a majority of your classes will be in one building, so you won't be going all over campus, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, is there any other questions? Yeah.
Do they have a nursing program?
They do have a nursing program. So the nursing program, they have their own building. They are very, very, how do I say? They're very intense, and I don't mean that in like to scare you. They're very driven people. I know a couple people who've actually graduated from the program, and it's a lot of work, but it's well worth it. I know the nursing program, they do go into some of the schools or the elementary school or preschool areas and observe students, simply because they're trying to understand from the very young people to as you get older. I don't know too much about the nursing program, only that my preschool students called them the red teachers because they had the red scrubs on, so I really don't know too much about it, but I know that it's a really good program, and if you are looking into going into nursing, I would recommend checking it out. I also know that the community college has a nursing program too, so it just kind of depends on what you want to do. Any other questions? Are you guys into athletics at all? No? A little bit.
She is.
Yeah. We do have a really big, like, football is a big deal in Pittsburgh. If you go around the town, you'll see little gorilla statues because everybody's really hyped up about it. The town really supports the college and all of the things. If you go around town, you'll probably find places that have Pitt State gorilla posters and statues and everything. And there's a lot of discounts for students, so keep that in mind. Your IDs. So I know you guys wear IDs here, and you typically have to have them on in the hallways and everything. You don't have to have a lanyard or anything like that for your ID, but you do need to keep a hold of it. Your ID is how you check out books at the bookstore. It is how you pay for your lunch, for meals. It's also what you show people when you go to the store or anything like that, if you want side discounts. It's just really important, so don't lose it. It does cost a little bit of money to replace, so keep that in mind. And also, if you choose to go to Pitt State, you will get a parking permit. I don't know if you guys still do parking permits here. Yeah.
No one listens up to it.
You'll have a parking permit, and that'll be your designated area for you to park whenever you go to school. For those of you who live on campus, which I think you do have to live on campus your first year, which is like most universities, you'll get that experience. Make sure you park in the right spot. They have the designated areas based on the color, and those colors are if you're faculty, if you live on campus, if you live off campus, and then I think there's one more. If you have a motorcycle, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. Wherever you go, pretty sure most universities have those type of things, so be aware of that. Let's see.
A lot of these guys are juniors, and so like maybe between last year and this year, they are kind of for the first time thinking about maybe what they want to do. Can you talk about like thinking about what you want to do and changing majors and stuff like that?
Okay, so the great thing about your first 2 years of college, you're just taking your general classes. So guys, when I was showing you guys these papers here, these 4 blocks right here, they're just your first 2 years. You're gonna get your general classes through. If you choose to go the junior college, community college route, you'll get all of your gen eds done there. The thing about it is you can go into college and say, I want to do this and have a major, and then maybe you decide that's not what you want to do, and that's okay. I know people talk about changing majors a lot, and that might sound kind of scary, kind of confusing. It's okay. Have an idea of what you kind of like and what you enjoy doing. You guys, some of you said you want to work with early childhood. You enjoy working with those kids. So get time that you can go out. I don't know, do you guys go out to the field in this class?
Yep, in this one they do 2 job shadowing experiences that are full day, and then in the next class they actually get to go out like 4 days out of the week.
Okay, so take advantage of those times. Take advantage of those and really dive into that. I think I talked to somebody in the last class, if you're wanting to go into the field and you have connections here, go job shadow. Go take a look at what those people do. It's okay to not know concrete, like this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. When I went into college, guys, I wanted to go into ministry. I wanted to go into children's ministry, and I thought, what can I go into school for that I can still have knowledge, but I can also do the things that I want to do. The thing with education that's so great is that you're getting a lot of foundation. And you can even look up, one of my classes that I took when I transferred was called Transitions. Basically, it's just kind of helping you get adjusted to campus life there. And she had us look up what kind of jobs can you get with said degree. If you want to do early childhood, say you aren't really sure what you're going to do with it, but you know that's kind of the field that you want to go into, go and Google search, what kind of job can I get with this degree? And type in your degree that you're thinking you're going to get. And that'll pull up a list of different things that you could do. So from that, you can kind of decide, this is where I want to go, or this is the route that I want to do. And talk to your advisors. Your advisors are there to help you. I know for some people, if they go into college and they say, I'm undecided, I don't really know what I want to do, you'll get placed with an advisor who is part of the, they have students who are undecided majors, and they'll help you to identify what things you're interested in and help you to identify what you could potentially go to school for. So don't be too concerned about that. Just kind of have an idea of what you like. Once you narrow down what you kind of like, then you can go from there and deciding, oh, well, there's all these majors I can choose from. So, do you have a question? No? Okay. Just checking.
Can you talk about, there's a lot of people in here that are juniors, but sick of high school already. Can you talk about how college is different than high school?
Yes. Okay, so guys, I know for you guys go to school every single day. I know high school can kind of seem like it's taken forever. I promise it goes by faster than you think. When you get to college, the way that college is set up, you will take classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and it's not a full everyday thing. I maybe have 4 or 5 classes in a day, and when I went to the community college, I was done by noon. So really, just keep going. I know it seems like it's gonna be forever. Senior year will roll around, you guys will graduate, and then it'll be time for college. And I promise college is not as, like, I don't know how you describe that.
Not as controlling. Not as.
Once you get to college, you have a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. Like I said, when I went to the community college, I got done with my classes at noon. When I went to Pitt State, I didn't have a class until 11 a.m. So, yeah. Yeah. You can set your schedule. That's the cool thing about college too, is that you have your schedule. You know, these are the classes I need to take. You look online, oh, that one doesn't start till later in the day, or that one starts really early. Say you want to work. I think I worked a couple jobs when I was here at the community college, and I was able to do that with my schedule. I worked it around so that way I could do it. Your education classes, they understand your college students. They're not going to give you like tons and tons of stuff to do and this much time to do it. They're going to give you a little bit of time. You're going to have to learn to time manage. You're going to have so much freedom, guys. You're going to be like, oh, I have plenty of time to do stuff. It's going to come back, and it's going to go by really quickly. So just be ready for that. Right now, I know it doesn't seem like it, but right now is a good time to start developing those skills and developing that when things are due, take notes, write stuff down. I promise you it will be beneficial for you later on.
So, does Pitt State accept early graduates? Like
Yeah.
some schools don't accept kids that don't go all 4 years, full 4 years.
I believe so. So the thing with Pitt State is you can enroll, so you can go, so long as you're accepted into the college, so you'll have to apply still, but once you're accepted, you can enroll. We have people come in the spring, we have people come in the fall. We have fall, spring, and summer courses that you can take. So say you did graduate in December and you wanted to come to Pitt State, if you've been accepted to Pitt State, you could probably enroll right away. They have enrollment online. They also have, I think they are called Guerrilla Days, where you can come to Pitt State, they'll give you a tour of the campus, and you'll actually get to sit down and talk with somebody in the field that you want to go into, and you'll be able to actually say, hey, here's when I want to be here, here are the classes that I think I need, what can you do to help me, and they'll get you set up, and you'll get enrolled. So you should be able to, I'm pretty certain that you can, so.
No, I have a question. Okay, so when you're transferring, like, let's say I'm gonna go here for 2 years and then I wanna transfer somewhere, do I still apply for that college, like, as soon as I can, or do I wait?
So you can, I waited, I wasn't quite sure where I was gonna go. From the community college, I had said, I think I'm still gonna go into ministry, but I'm gonna get my gen eds done here. So I applied the summer before my second year at the JUCO, just to make sure, because you know, you guys apply for colleges the fall of your senior year, so that way, you know, for the next year, you're ready to go. I think Pitt State was really good about when I did apply, like you put whenever you're gonna be coming to their school, and I think I got my acceptance letter within like 2 weeks, guys. They were really good about responding and letting me know like, hey, we want you here. So if you're gonna go to a community college, I would definitely say apply. You could apply at the very beginning. I think whenever I applied for colleges, even though I went to the community college, I let them know, hey, I might be transferring to your college later. They said, okay, it'll just roll over, your acceptance will roll over. So you should be fine if you choose, say you're going between a couple different schools and say you're gonna go to the JUCO first, you're still gonna be accepted later.
Yeah, and I know at least at K-State, you can easily defer for 1 year, and I think you still have an option to defer for 2 years. So you can get accepted to a university now, and then write them back and say, yes, I plan to come, but first I'm gonna go to their community college. And that, it'll still keep you accepted.
Yeah. So definitely call, like if you're gonna do that, call whatever university or college that you wanna transfer to and just let them know, say, hey, this is what my plan is, but this is what I'm thinking. So that way everybody kind of knows, and that way you're communicating with them to tell them, hey, I'm still interested in your college. I just need to do this first. So, do you guys have any other questions for me? No? Are you guys excited about college? You guys are mostly juniors, right?
It makes me nervous where I wanna puke,
Oh,
thinking
no.
about it, yeah.
Okay, so I will tell you, don't be super nervous. The thing about college that I think there's this, college seems like this big scary thing, right?
Yeah.
It's really not as scary as you think. Especially if you go your first year, all of the freshmen are in the same exact boat as you. So you don't have to stress out and worry about that. And most of the people are incredibly kind and they want to be helpful to you. Especially your instructors. Your first year instructors are going to know you guys just graduated. It was not that long ago that you guys were in this high school, and they're going to be willing to help you and talk to you. I will say, go to class every day. You're going to be very tempted to not go to class because you don't, some of them, they don't take attendance. Some of them, you know, you're paying for the college class, you don't technically have to go all the time, but it is really beneficial and crucial for you to go to class. I say this because you're going to miss out on some information. It's not like high school where, oh, hey, will you give me the notes? Because you might not know some of the people in your class. And your
the teacher-
instructor.
Yeah, we're not in the same not in the same amount of pressure when you're at a college to fill in your students.
Yeah.
A lot of them will, because they're super nice,
Yeah.
but if you're just gone all the time and then you're like, teach me again.
Yeah, so, and the other thing about it too, if you are in class and say you don't understand something, go ahead and go talk to those instructors. Every instructor will have office hours. At Pitt State, I believe they are required to have office hours, so that way they can go, if you have some issues or you're just confused about something, go ahead and go talk to your instructors. I promise you they're not as scary as they look. They are more than willing to help you and talk to you. And if you have questions, they want you to understand. They want you to ask those questions. I know it might be a little awkward or uncomfortable in class to ask those, but definitely send them an email. Go talk to them during office hours. You know what? I recommend finding someone in your class and making friends with them. And then you guys have a study partner. Things like that. They seem so simple, but I think so many times we forget about them because we're so caught up in, I need to do this. This has to get done. I need help. But what do I do? So definitely communicate, talk to people in your classes. Don't be afraid to ask questions. So, any other questions? No? So are any of you guys interested in going to Pitt State? Or at least learning more about it? You guys are interested in learning a little bit more? Okay. Okay, good. Well, I will leave you guys with some of these folders, so if you'd like to take a folder, go ahead. That way you guys can get information. I'm sorry I missed you guys.
No, that's fine.
And I also have a couple little giveaway stuff. So, how many of you guys said that you wanted to go into education? Like that is for sure what you want to do. That's just, you know, in your mind, this is what you're going to do. Okay. So I have a couple things. You guys, a couple pins. I'm here for a little while, guys, so bear with me. I don't have a whole lot of things to give away, but I do have a few things. So I'll just kind of pass those. There's another person I saw raise their hand. So do you guys, anybody else for sure they want to go into education? The pins that I passed out have the teaching and leadership department stuff on there. Just to kind of remind you guys whenever you guys are taking notes that we are out there. I know Pitt State being 6 hours away is a little far for some people, but for those of you, like I said, that you kind of want to start fresh and go to a college that is good for you, so that way you have an opportunity to grow. Pitt State is a really good school for that.
And still an in-state tuition.
It is still an in-state tuition, which is a big deal, guys. Doesn't sound like it, but I promise it is. And Pitt State's really cool. We have a flat rate tuition, which means you can take up to 10 hours. So 10 hours, and you still pay the same amount that you pay if you took 19 hours. So it's like 4 classes, and if you take, I think I'm taking 6 classes, and I'm paying the same amount that I would. So that's really cool. So, do you guys have any questions about scholarships, about transferring, about Pitt State, about college in general? How many of you guys are graduating in May? Raise your hand. Okay, so a couple of you guys. Yeah. Do you guys know for sure where you're going, or are you guys still kind of?
Morgan just got accepted.
Oh, congratulations. Okay.
Okay, I do have a question. So, like, let's say I'm gonna graduate in December, and then I'm gonna start at the JUCO in January. I was gonna say May. In January, and then I do my 2 years, and then I could just transfer wherever I wanted to go, or like if I get accepted.
Yeah, once you get accepted, you can transfer. I will tell you, have in mind where you are wanting to go. Should you choose to go to a community college, everybody have in mind where you want to transfer to should you want to transfer. Your advisors at your community college will be able to tell you, this college says they'll accept these things, so you're going to want to take those specific classes. You definitely don't want to transfer or you don't want to take courses that are not going to transfer. You want them to benefit you whenever you do transfer to a different college or university. Because then it's gonna take less time for you whenever you transfer, and you won't have to retake courses because it wasn't, like, something didn't align right. That is one thing I do recommend if you're gonna transfer. Talk to your advisor, say, here's the colleges I'm looking at. After this, what classes can I take that will transfer?
Is it more difficult to just get into a four-year college, or would getting into a JUCO, would that be better, and then transferring? Because I'm still not sure if I want to just go into the 4-year.
Mhm.
I already applied to JUCO and I got accepted, but I just don't know because I might be moving, and
Okay.
so what is the deal with that?
So it kind of depends on you. I looked at financial aspect of it, and financially for me, it was beneficial for me to go to the community college first. For some people, they would prefer to go to that 4-year because then they've already got themselves situated there. Either one is fine, just depending on what you want to do. I went to the community college, guys. I got 2 years paid for. I got paid to go to college. It was really great because I went into my 3rd year of college debt-free. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. I will say, like I said, just make sure if you do choose to go to a community college, everything transfers right wherever you choose to go afterwards. If you're looking at it from a financial perspective, I say go JUCO. I also went JUCO though, so I'm a little bit biased when I say that. So just keep that in mind. One of you girls have a question?
I had asked her about how much her high school GPA mattered, especially after she went to the JUCO. Like once you get into the JUCO.
Yeah. So, okay, high school GPA matters a little bit because it helps you get scholarships. After you have gone to college for a little while, your college GPA is what matters at this point. Because they are looking at what you have done in college. So my college GPA, I think, was a little bit higher than my high school GPA, but that was a GPA that got me scholarships. My college GPA is what is now important to me. Like, for you guys, middle school, what you guys got in middle school, doesn't really matter once you get to high school because what matters is when you're in high school. It's kind of the same for whenever you go to college. So if your GPA isn't the best right now, don't worry. Finish your 2 years strong, please. It'll be good for you. But it's not going to be like this huge thing that you have to worry about. I will say with your ACT scores though, make sure you know what your ACT score needs to be for whatever college you're going to. For the education department, you need to have a 22 to get into the education department. I will tell you, if you're in college, say you choose to go to Pitt State, say it's your first year in college there. You didn't get a high enough score in the ACT score. You haven't taken it in college yet. They will ask you to take it one time in college at least. After that, say you still didn't make it. That's okay, I promise. There are 2 additional tests that you can take to get into the education program. One of them is the core test, and one of them is C-base. I took the core. I didn't pass the ACT high enough to get into the education program. I'm in the program because I passed the core. I have friends who took the C-base. They passed the C-base and they are in the education program. There's a couple different ways that you do that. Like I said, they're still going to ask you that first year if you haven't taken it in college to retake the ACT. You can take the ACT just like you would here with all of the other high school students, or you can take it every Tuesday at Pitt State for an additional fee. It's a little bit more expensive, so keep that in mind. But also know that there are other options should you not get the high enough score for the education department.
Okay, so in college you can still take the ACT.
Yes, you can
Okay,
still take
I
the
was
ACT.
like, I don't think I'm gonna take it in high school.
I still recommend taking it now though.
I know, but like.
Ooh, especially because you can get it once for free at the high school. A lot of people can, not everybody can.
They told me I couldn't.
They told you you couldn't?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm like,
It's okay. I highly recommend taking it now. A lot of the things that are on the ACT are things that you're learning about now. I took the ACT when I went to college at Pitt State. I I'd been out of high school for 3 years. It was a little difficult for me because some of that stuff I don't remember. But for you guys, it is still fresh in your mind. You guys are learning it right now. So I do recommend taking it a couple times in high school.
And we have prep classes too, like Mr. Raymer teaches an ACT prep class and talks about not just the content, but test taking strategies and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's not the be all and end all. So if you're not good at taking tests, don't not try for college because of that. And same thing with GPA. Just because your GPA is not great, don't think, well, I'm not even gonna try, I'm not even gonna send any applications in or whatever, because who's gonna want me? It's not everything.
Yeah.
And colleges are better now than they used to be about that too. Of knowing that there's other things that indicate that you'll be good, and there's ways to give chances. There's academic probation even, where they'll accept you on a probation basis, and then you have to prove yourself that first year of college, instead of basing it based on high school. So, yeah, finish out the year strong, of course, and next year strong, but
Yeah,
don't,
so
don't. Got 2 minutes left, so.
is there anything else that you guys had any questions about? Any concerns? Like I said, I've been in college for a little while now, so I could probably help out.
I'm glad you're here. I really never, when I was in school, never heard about Pitt State very much at all. So I'm glad you're here because it's another option that people can consider. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people over here don't, and I think it's just because we don't have a lot of people who have gone and come back to talk about it, so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys
Yeah,
for letting
thank
me
you.
talk to you.
Appreciate it. And you're still on break, right? Like,
I
that's why
am.
you're here.